Hello, everyone. Yeah, let's get into it. So, I started welding about a year ago. I had the opportunity to have the instructor Paulo Ortiz, very informative, very knowledgeable, and just overall like a great person that really wanted to see us succeed. So he gave us all the tips and tricks, how to get your foot in, what he recommends to do, and depending on what type of welder, it also depends on that. But yeah, now what I want to speak about is a pipeline welder. What is a pipeline welder? So a pipeline welder is a specialized welder who installs and repairs long distance pipes for various industries. Those pipes can be either carrying, gas, water, um, you know, oil as well, and then just other chemicals that will be dispersed or distributed towards, homes, communities, or industries as well. So they use various welding techniques to fuse pipes together to create secure connections that can withstand high pressure and harsh conditions. The job will require physical strength, technical skills like reading blueprints and schematics, as long as attention to detail and the ability to work in harsh conditions. So some of the responsibilities I want to speak about now are installation and repair, whether building new pipes or repairing existing ones, material handling, transporting, cutting, and preparing pipe sections for welding, uh, equipment maintenance, doing maintenance on their own equipment, making sure it's up to date or just, proper, ready to use, no defects. Right after a weld, making sure they're inspecting it, making sure that if it's a quality weld or if they need any repairs done in that particular moment. And then safety. Can't emphasize safety enough. Adhere to strict safety procedures and following industry regulations. Um, Now, what I also want to talk about is, welding and fabrication. By performing high quality welds, leak proof, using various techniques like TIG, MIG, stick, and you will be working with various metals. So some of those metals will be like carbon steel, stainless steel, and many alloys. Now I want to speak about the working conditions. So some of the working conditions a welder may be doing is, well, it may depend on like the type of work that's being done and the work area, the workspace, the location. So, remote locations, construction sites, manufacturer plants, and oil rigs. Some of the most challenging conditions are underwater, Arctic, and desert environments. Um, this job will be very physically demanding, strength, stamina, dexterity, spending long hours standing, bending, may work in awkward positions and enclosed in tight spaces. Um, you know, Another challenge that they will face is like performing every time, very precise, they're high stakes. It's very high stakes if you're not performing it very precise every time because any like defect can lead into like a catastrophic event. As so said, according to the US Department of Transportation, a failure including no involving 36-inch Keystone crushing expansion pipeline, which resulted in an estimate release of 12,937 barrels of crude oil spill. So that just, shows like things that can happen, they really got to like know what they're doing and just be very skillful, very informed about the safety regulations and the blueprints so they meet the requirements. So now I want to speak about lifestyle. So pipeline welders, they travel a lot, and depending on the project, that's going to determine where they're at. They may live in hotels, RVs. Some may be away for long periods of time from home. They have long irregular hours. Some days may even going up to 10 to 12 hours, 6 to 7 days a week. If you're an oil rig welder, you may be like 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. Um, and of course, oil rig welders, though, they will be supplied housing and food by the employer. So some of the challenges, but benefits. Benefit will be high income, but that's because of the hazardous nature of the work and long hours. Opportunity for high salary pay if a mobile welder. Pay follow the pay may follow a structure like you have truck pay, you have hourly pay, and then you have allowance as well. So the pros and cons. It's a high income financial security, but it also requires a significant physical and mental sacrifice. So some of the requirements to become a pipeline welder, well, you will need a high school diploma, a GED. Recommended to get a multi-year apprenticeship either with labor union or you can get American Welding Society certifications. Um, for jobs like aerospace factories, nuclear power plants, armed forces facilities, petroleum rigs, auto fabrication facilities, and building sites as well. So some ways you can prepare yourself would be read and comprehend schematics and blueprints, put together pipeline parts and systems, adhere to safety regulations and procedures, and then maintaining consumables, materials, and just like on top of your gear. So now I want to move on to skills. Knowledge of welding gear, excellent communication, technical expertise, and attention to detail, precise measuring, precise cutting, altering warp material, extreme attention to detail. I can't emphasize that enough. Um, you know, strictly following safety procedures, schematics and blueprint reading, setup, breakdown, welding equipment, maintain a safe workspace, and then physical stamina and manual dexterity. So how to pursue a longevity or like keep the longevity of the career, keep mastering skills, keep involving yourself, building more experience, prioritize safety and certifications. Your certifications will demand for more money and just overall give you more opportunities. And then safety, keep up the maintenance of your body so you can go out there and perform at your best. Um, you know, Another thing would be like mastering multiple techniques. Don't be a one-trick pony. Seek certifications. Join professional organizations. Um, Practice, practice, practice. That leads to perfection. Not perfection, but progression. And invest in quality tools. And so, yeah, I would definitely recommend being a welder. Um, it's a strong demand due to ongoing infrastructure around areas, projects like energy sector needs, and just maintenance on pipelines all the time, you know what I mean? So, um, and it's like oil, gas, water, and other chemicals, they're not really going anywhere anytime soon, so the demand is very high. Anyways, thank you for listening and yeah.